Hey everyone, welcome back. I honestly, you know what? Like, I don't even know what happened last week. We didn't
I know
text
what.
each other.
Yeah, well, because typical of Jared,
Yeah, here
guys.
we
I
go.
always
I
wait for
love the
him, and
typical.
then he never texts, and then he blames me. Hey, you didn't text me. I'm like, really, buddy? Nah, it's all good because we really wanted to get this going when the news was fresh, as everyone's going to know today's topic by now. But we'll still go over our thoughts about what happened at the Great Nintendo Direct for June.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I'm kind of happy in a way that we waited. Like, yeah, it's good, like to have it fresh and whatever. But I think like a lot of news now has sort of come out because there was a lot of stuff that people were like, wait, what's going on exactly with certain things. But before we jump into the Nintendo news, some big news actually literally just broke at the time of recording this from Japan, and that
Ooh,
is it's a report from Sony that they're laying off 200 and something folks from their physical media production company,
that
and
makes sense.
that, yeah, it does make sense, and that they are ceasing production of their physical media moving forward. They will slowly be phasing it out. So what that is interesting. That is
Well,
really interesting.
we've discussed this so many different times, so many different podcasts. It's interesting. We get comments on YouTube that are, you know, Project COE. At the end of the day, even though we have our longest running Dragon Quest series, I think the bulk of our viewers are still retro gamers. So, of course, they're going to be into physical. There's a lot of people into physical, but I keep telling you, man, physical. What's the point? Unless you got a huge, I can understand like if you're physical, it's the same price argument. Oh, why do I buy digital when I get no incentive to? I can understand that, but yeah, physical's old, man. There's no point to it. And the young generation of kids, they're not gonna care about physical. I guess only if you're a collector. But honestly, I have NES cartridges. I actually probably some of them might be worth money these days. But anyways, what am I gonna do with them? Bury them when I die?
Yes. That's the intention. No, I mean,
Yeah,
okay, so like I've always been on the fence with this subject. We're not going to rehash the same thing
yeah,
like over and
exactly.
over and over and over again. For certain things, I mean, like I still buy vinyl, and people are like,
Well,
"Why?" They're
well,
like, "Why do you do
vinyl
that?"
is vinyl's a huge resurgence, though. I can understand why that, because the purists say that the analog sounds much better than
Oh
digital.
well,
But we
okay,
won't
well,
go in.
yeah,
We
that
won't go into that.
and
But
that's a personal thing. Like the
yeah,
reason
exactly.
why
That is very personal. But
for
vinyl's huge,
me
man.
for me personally, the reason why I still have my turntable and vinyl after all these years is it's a combination of like I like the sound. So what I do is I brew a cup of coffee every weekend. I do this. You can't see it because I'm all blurred, but behind me I have like a piece of furniture where it's like it looks like a little almost like a coffee stand table type of thing, and it's actually a speaker that's like built into it. And I have one wire
Nice.
that my turntable sits on top, and it's such a relaxing thing for me to just classic albums. I don't buy like like thousands of albums and stuff like that, but just like classic albums that come out, I buy. And one of the major reasons why I do that with that media is because the artist gets 95% of what it costs. Whereas with like all your streaming services now, the artist
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
almost nothing like at the end of the
yeah,
day.
exactly.
So that
That's
but
why.
that's a personal decision,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's why artists love because they get a bulk of that money.
Well, that's it. Exactly. Now with
But
gaming and stuff, I mean, we
yeah, what's your
again.
thoughts on this, man? Because to
So
let you know too, Japan traditionally doesn't lay off a lot. That's one good thing about Japanese companies tend to lay off as a last resort. But in this instance, it makes a lot of sense because physical must be
well, it's
dwindling and
dwindling.
dwindling. And
Yeah.
let's be honest. We should do a podcast on the physical versus digital sales of gaming. I don't know how we would get that info, but it would be
Well,
fascinating
it
to
would be
see.
interesting to see not just that. I would also look at music. I would look at videos and stuff because
Oh yeah, yeah.
it would be really interesting. But I mean, guys, this is not a surprise to anyone. I understand today you can still go buy a Blu-ray disc, but it's very much the way I see it. It's going to become CDs, like the way the CD market is right now. That is what will happen with movies. Now, the thing I don't like and this is the only sort of thing I'm going to say this, and it's the same for music, it's the same for video games, and it's the same for movies, is that it's not about ownership for me. For me, it's not that. It's not about like, oh, this is mine. It's more, I am into some very bizarro music and some very bizarro movies. And believe it or not, but there are a lot of movies that aren't on HD. They've just, for licensing purposes, for whatever it is, they never made it to Blu-ray. If you think those are ever going digital, you're dreaming. You know what I mean? Like some of them are still only on Betamax and on VHS. Now, of course, for the mainstream masses, no, right? Like your streaming is going to be totally fine. But that's always been my kind of thing where it's like, I wish we had some way of like preserving these things and keeping them and knowing you would have access to them. That's the only thing that I don't like. And I love to use certain games like Castlevania Rebirth on the Wii. How do you play that today if you wanted to play that today? It was a purely digital game that's gone. It's the only way would
was
be.
Was it even good? I can't remember.
That one was, yeah, that was good. It was like because a remake of the original.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Castlevania. Remember Castlevania 64? I still don't think it was as bad as people claim, but it wasn't a bad game. It was just not great Castlevania game. But I thought it was decent.
But yeah, so anyway, so I don't want to, the whole podcast is not going to be all about this, but like, it's just, that's always been my, you know, where it's tough. And I understand it's totally like, if Steven were here, you'd say, you know, it's all up to the companies and stuff. And he's 100% right. It is. It just like, as a fan, it sucks that you imagine like, oh, like Star Trek 3, something random like that, like Star Trek 3. Okay, that's it. You can't stream that because the studio was part of this, which at the time, you know, went bankrupt, and then they took this and moved that. Like Rambo. Rambo is classic. The first 3 Rambos are 3 different studios, and for years it was like one production company would have had to have released one, but then you're missing the second one, and then the third one comes out, and you're just like, what the hell? Now, obviously, that's a terrible example because they've all been digitized and they've since been purchased and they're all unified. But that's the one thing that I just wish we had a way of making sure that you could always play these games. And of course, people are going to be like, piracy for the win. And it's like, yeah, but it just sucks that there's no official way, you know? And I don't know. Okay, boom. That was the news I wanted to share. Don't expect Blu-ray to disappear tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it will never disappear. It will just turn niche, like what happened with CDs and stuff. But mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, like disc drives, it's going to be very interesting. We might only have another generation, because if they're going to stop producing the physical media like en masse to like mass produce them, this is going to get real interesting to see like what happens here. So, Tim, tell me about Nintendo.
All right, so we all know Nintendo just had their Nintendo Direct June 2024, and they had announced some games, of course. I hope so. A bunch of games. A lot of remakes, right? Well, the first one is a brand new one. This one, since you're a hardcore Zelda fan, I want to know what your thoughts are.
Hey, Legend of Zelda. Oh, that's not in order. You didn't get them in order of the...
Oh, I'm going by this list.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, we'll go by your list.
No,
that's
you
fine.
want to order or...
No. Go by your list. It's all good. We'll go by your list. Okay.
Yeah,
all
this is not the order they were revealed, guys. It's the order that the site IGN's listing the...
Okay, so you want to hear what I think?
Yes. Echoes of Wisdom, Legend of Zelda. Will you play Princess Zelda?
So, I think Nintendo should have ended the show with this. I agree. Yeah. And I'll explain why when you get to that particular game, because this is pretty cool. I like that they're number one. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff here. So the trailer goes, you see Link. He's the graphic style of Link's Awakening on the Switch, which was really cool. Like, that was a really unique look. It looks like, for those that, for whatever reason, if you're living under a rock, it's what is that? I'm a dentist from that like holiday special, whatever. What was it, Rudolph special from the '60s or whatever it was? That sort of animation that they use for that. But anyways, yeah, so like Link comes in and he's battling Ganon, and then all of a sudden like these portal things start coming all over the place, and like he falls in, shoots an arrow, and it frees Zelda, and then she runs away, and you can see that Hyrule's like getting like swallowed by these sort of like portal things, and then you play as her, dun dun dun. And a couple of things like right away that I saw. So first off, I was like, yes, we're not just gonna have Breath of the Wild forever, because I've been worried about that. So that was number one. I was like, thank God that they're gonna continue to do like original games in that classic style. So that's number one. Awesome. Number two, it is the world of A Link to the Past, which that is very cool. And I couldn't believe it how long it took people to realize that. I was like, guys, as she's running, you can see the rock with the heart piece that's like floating, and in the background you can see where the Eastern Palace is, all the different like stone structures. And I was like, no way. Like, we're actually going to get like a 3D version of that world. So that was, if you don't know, that's my favorite game of all time. So for me, I was just like, that's awesome. Like, that's awesome. And then they started to show like the gameplay, and of course it's going to be different. I'm happy it was different. I was worried they were just going to give her like a spear or something, be like, all right, there, it's this is it. But instead she like has this wand that she can copy different abilities and things like that, like
kind
different
Kirby like.
Yeah, sort of like structures like beds and tables, but even enemies, and then get them to fight on her behalf. And it was really quick. I think, guys, like the whole trailer must have been like 3 minutes or something, and the I don't want to say the gameplay, because we saw a lot of gameplay, but the actual like combat gameplay, there's only two screens that they like, two scenarios that they showed, and they were really quick, with a moblin and then like this like fish, like a piranha fish thing. But just all of those things combined, I was like, this is fantastic. I'm happy with what I saw. I was so disappointed that they continued it after that. I would have ended it right there. Like, that was big enough reveal. Yeah. So there you go.
I agree. Of course, I think I'll probably. I still haven't. I got what's it called? Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't played that yet. I need to get around to playing it. But I've always liked Zelda. Believe it or not, I haven't been faithful to the series like you have, though. But I plan on playing. Was it Tears of the Kingdom and finishing that? What did you think of that, by the way? Since we're talking about Zelda, did you like it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like whenever I say this, people get all like offended. But I'm like, it's a much better Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. Like, it was really cool that they really made that creating customization sort of thing easy to do. Like, it wasn't like cumbersome and what have you. What I really liked with it was that they like Gleeoks are in it, like original Zelda enemies dating all the way back to the original are in it. And if you go on YouTube, it's crazy. People have blueprints to show you like different things. Like, I saw this video and I was like, this is so awesome. And it was basically like, I forget what they called it. It was like something like Satellite Ray of Death or something like that. It was basically, you make all these rockets around and you put on like an angle, it flies over like boss characters, like the crazy, like difficult ones, and it pulls aggro from the boss, and then it just obliterates them by using like lasers and shit like that. But really cool. Tears of the Kingdom was really, really, really cool, and it did a good job of like wrapping up the story from Breath of the Wild. But I'm ready to move on.
Go back.
Like, it doesn't have to be like, I'm not saying that the next, Switch 2 Zelda has to be like the traditional Zeldas. Not at all. Like, keep going with this new direction. I'm totally fine, but I'm done with this Hyrule. Like, I'm done now. Like, let's move. Even though, don't get me wrong, Tears of the Kingdom was not a rehash. Not at all. Like they added the over, like the floating, I forget what they were called, and plus the cavern sort of world. But I want something brand new now, like something totally different. But this game, depending on how the gameplay is, right? Like I want to see, is that going to get monotonous to always have to use like other enemies and stuff? But if not, this has the potential to be like one of the best Zelda games, especially for me because of that nostalgia fix. You know how cool that's going to be to go around that map in 3D? It's going to be freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, I agree, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll hopefully be good, and hopefully it sells well. It should. And
Sure.
next up, though, was no surprise. We kind of figured something would be announced or something shown. Is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? So we now know that it's definitely coming next year. Well, it said 2025. Didn't give a release date. There could be a couple of reasons for that. I'll see what you think. So yeah, they showed some gameplay. It looks great. It's basically a Prime game. You know, everyone who's a fan of the series should know what to expect. It looks good. I say 2025. They gave no release date because I wouldn't be surprised if it's day one release for Switch 2. You agree?
Yeah. And a lot of rumors were saying that it looked too good for
Switch?
For Switch, but Digital Foundry, and it wasn't just Digital Foundry. I mean, guys, like open your eyes. Like I could see myself that it was like it's a very well put together Switch game, but it's not like, you know, oh wow, like in terms of like the audiovisual fidelity or whatever. However, I will say I hated the trailer. Like
Really?
yeah, really. I couldn't believe that was how they ended the direct. I just, like, don't get me wrong, guys, like I really do enjoy Prime, like the Prime series, but I don't get it at all. I had so little hype when they were starting to show it. I was like, this looks generic as hell.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't have, like, you know, just done a little fanfare. Like, you know, 10 years and you, like ago or whatever.
Make
he showed.
I agree.
You know, like I
Maybe.
couldn't believe that. It was just like, oh well, you know, here's Prime 4. Like, have fun.
Maybe they thought that alone was going to be. No, I agree with you, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, once we get close to release date, guys, if it is going to indeed be, it's obviously coming for Switch. There's no question about that. But if it is coming for Switch 2 as the launch title, I'm most likely will wait for the Switch 2 release rather than the Switch release, because obviously it'll be probably better performance, a little bit better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know,
yeah,
enhancements. But yeah, no matter what, if it is or not, we'll know. I guarantee you guys, it can be like Zelda. I think it's just going to be.
Oh, I think so. Systems. Yeah, I'm almost positive, guys, that's pretty much exactly what is going to happen here.
Exactly. We'll definitely be in that bad boy. And thinking of surprises, there's a couple surprises here. Some good. We knew it was sitting there. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. But this one here came out of nowhere, and I'm so happy because the Mario and Luigi series is one of my favorites. Mario and Luigi Brothership coming out to the Nintendo Switch, which is awesome because honestly, if I was Nintendo, I'd probably just wait for the next system, to be honest. Because you know the next system's probably going to be possibly out within less than a year from now. So I don't know, but I love it. Mario and Luigi is not dead. I know that the original developer's gone though, right? If I remember right.
I'm not
remember.
entirely.
You guys in comments correct us if we're wrong, but I remember something about the original developer gone or something like that, and we thought the series was dead. If I think I remember that, I could be wrong. Anyways, but Mario and Luigi Brothership, what do you think? Are you gonna get it? You better, dude.
Yeah,
no excuses.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like that looks good. Like
it does look really good.
Yeah, like when I saw that, I was like, all right, like sweet, like it's nice, and I can't believe it's already been that long since. I think they said like 10 years or something.
Yeah, exactly, man.
It's crazy.
It's amazing, which is great because Nintendo, they do milk. I don't know about milk, but they do have their core series. But there's some of their stuff that they just don't make enough of, and it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm glad Mario and Luigi is coming back. Now I'm kind of surprised for Jared because we haven't gotten, I think, 2 Mario parties on the system for a while, right? But we have Super Mario Party. It's a Jamboree, so I'm gonna look forward to. Am I gonna get it? I love the other Mario Party game, but I haven't played it a lot, so I don't know. We'll see. And the problem is Nintendo games never go on sale, so I always also I'll wait for a sale that hardly ever happens. But I might give in because I do enjoy the Mario Party series. I just haven't played a lot of the new current Switch version, which is I'd like. What do you think?
I mean, yay! If you're a fan of the series, I mean, yeah, that's awesome. For me personally, that's a series I haven't played in a long time, and it's not for anything other than like I don't really have that many people who come over to the house to game. You know what I mean? And that's like,
Oh, you could do online.
No,
but
no,
yeah,
I know.
It's not quite the same. It's not the
But
same as
that's-
having buddies over yet.
yeah, exactly. It's sort of like fighters, you know. Like I haven't bought a fighter now in a long time because it's not the same. Like I don't like going online. It's not the same thing, you know. You can't trash talk each other and stuff the
Yeah,
same
well,
way. It's
the
different.
problem is when you buy these online games, I mean, fighting games like Street Fighter 6, I wanted to get because I hear it has a good single player campaign. But the reason is if you don't dedicate and focus on that game for a while, you go online, you get your ass handed to you, and that's not fun. So,
Mm,
but yeah, next up we have Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. So any Donkey Kong Country fans, you have that to look forward to. I probably won't get. I'm not much of a remake guy, Jared, but I'm pretty sure it'll sell pretty decently. What do you think?
Yeah, no surprise here. I actually was kind of surprised it took this long
Yeah,
to get announced. Like I thought for certain this was going to be, announced like a hell of a long time ago. But yeah, no surprise. It's a great game. That's a really really
yeah,
good
oh
game.
yeah. If you've never played it, guys, highly recommend it. And hopefully the HD version will do it some justice. Now, finally, we get some good news because we were all rumor was saying that this game was maybe canceled. We haven't heard anything. We heard that the development was reset or they were having a lot of problems. But finally, gameplay and information on Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. I love how they're doing that now. HD 2D It's like just call it, a Dragon Quest 3 remake or something like that. But anyways, that's its official name. Jared, you being our guru of Dragon Quest, you must be very happy, obviously.
Yeah, and I think kind of proved the rumors correct. If you check the before and after of like different pictures, like of the original announcement to now, it's radically changed. Like, so pretty sure what ended up happening there. I think they had maybe some scope creep or something like something clearly happened along the way. But I mean, phenomenal news. And I loved the trailer. Like it's all Dragon Quest 3 related until the very end. I'm not sure if you're going to talk about that or not, but basically the short version of this is that they are indeed releasing one other game because it's obviously going to be one game. They're going to combine Dragon Quest 1 and 2 because guys, Dragon Quest 1 is about a 5 to 7 hour game. Like it people forget that, but it's like it was the first console RPG, so it's like microscopic. And so I mean, getting the original Erdrick trilogy in that style is pretty damn
be
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. But I'm going to warn everyone right now. Temper your expectations when it comes, and this is why I was saying about I'm glad we did it now, because it's a lot of news from Japan is coming out saying that this really is a Super Famicom game. Like, so there's definitely quality of life improvements, like no question about it, but there's still a lot of the original limitations, like you have to save at a church, you can't just save anywhere and stuff like that. But we'll see. I always tell people wait until it comes out before going nuts with this kind of stuff, because like we'll see, because Dragon Quest 10, they're making updates now that I don't even understand. Like they're making so many updates to the series where it's like aimed at North Americans, but
It's not North America.
it's not in North America. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. So anyways,
Maybe
no.
you think it's finally going to be ported now.
No, I don't. If they do that, if they ever port Dragon Quest 10, I swear, I think guys, I'll pass out. And the truth
Well, it's a
is,
little bit late now, though.
like, well, yeah, no kidding. And like Cran has said for years, even if they did that, I don't know if I would play it. I'd buy it to support it, but I don't think I would play it.
Oh, because it's such a huge investment year. Unless they allow you to port it
Yeah, and
over.
they would
But if
never.
they allow you to port it over, then yeah, you could. But I don't see that.
No, they would never do that. And personally, I would never, even if they did, I wouldn't do it because I don't trust that the game would bomb in a year and then they shut the
be
servers
screwed,
down and
yeah.
you lose 10 years of content.
Yeah,
But anyway, I already got the pre-order in from Square Enix. That's already done.
Oh, you did? Yeah, they have a nice pre-order, guys, on their official website. I don't know if Jared will put the link, but yeah, if you're a Dragon Quest fan, Dragon Quest 3 has a nice pre-order bundle. You get a lot of in-game stuff and some swag. So
yeah, but in-game stuff is crap. It's the usual BS. But there's some cool swag and stuff. And what's interesting is it's identical to Japan. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like, what game did they release? Oh, it was Dragon Quest X. I never even did an unboxing of that. It's true. I don't even know where that is now. It's buried in my Dragon Quest stuff. But that was pretty lame, man. It was basically like a box that they could ship out, right? Because you have to think that there's like a PC version, a PlayStation version, a Switch version. So guaranteed they're going to be the same thing. It's going to be one box with all the goodies and then a box with the game. There you go.
Oh, perfect. Well, you already talked about it, but yeah, next up was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remakes. It's interesting. We'll see if it's hard as the original games, too, because remember, the original games are kind of tedious, they said. So we'll see about that. They might lighten up because modern audience don't have the patience.
That I can guarantee you it will be based off of probably like
mobiles.
Yeah, probably like in terms of like the quality of life improvements and stuff, except they'll probably go even further because the original, especially the original one, when you have to find like the different items, that is unbelievably difficult to do in the original. Whereas
because there was no indication, you literally walked over an eye and this is you found like wow, no like sparkle. So they kind of have to maybe, but we'll see. No matter what, it's great to see.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, fantastic news. And also you like just I know we're saying Nintendo, but this is not Nintendo.
No, it's not just Nintendo.
This is like every platform.
Which is going to be Square going forward, which makes a lot of sense. And I'm, as a PC guy that doesn't have, Sony or Xbox, I'm going to like it. Because I guarantee you the next Dragon Quest most likely will not be on Switch. It'll probably be on Switch too, but definitely not on Switch.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm telling you right now, like they're going to want to maximize the hell out of it. So it's going to be on PC, everything. It'll be on literally everything.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. So if you're an Ace Attorney fan, this will be right up your alley. That's actually been a real fun series over the years. And it's good to see Capcom finally, are still collecting them or still supporting it. Next up is Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. So that's, interesting, especially if I'm not really into retro, so it's probably not for me, but at least they have World Champion. Do you ever play those collection games or not?
Okay, so this particular one I care much less about. This one,
really? Okay.
This one, yeah, because it's not the game, it's the challenges of the game. So it's like beat X boss, whatever, in 2 minutes, do this in 3 minutes, do whatever. And I just don't care enough to do that. Yeah. But the collector's edition of this game in Japan is awesome. It contains 2 Famicom controllers that you can use for all their retro stuff.
Nice. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. So it sold out like instantly. But thanks to Ahmed, I managed to snag a copy. And he wanted to actually join, but we couldn't get this to work out. So what I'm going to do is, if the 3 of us can't, I might do a midweek episode with him, just talking about like Zelda and stuff. Because he had so much to say that I was like, I'm not going to like do it justice. I want him to be able to do it himself.
All right, and to let you know, I'm off next Thursday, so if you can do it on Thursday, I can join you guys. But Sweet. If not, then I understand. All right, next up, Fairy Tail 2. So that, if you're into it, not much to say about that. It looks like it's a really cool game, especially if you're into that. Not much else, but I think that's kind of cool. There's a sequel coming for Switch, so any fans of Fairy Tail, that might be right up your alley. Do you play that series?
Not at all. No idea.
So next up is the Neo Dimension. So it's a Phantasm, another kind of like a RPG. I'm not sure if you've ever played that, but it's coming for the Switch. It looks pretty interesting. It is a enhanced home console version of the mobile game. So I'm not much of a mobile gamer, so.
Wait. Say that again. What was this?
This is the Phantasm.
Fantasian or something like that. Something like that.
Oh.
Okay, that is actually a
game.
big deal.
Is it?
It is. Okay, because at first I was like, what are you talking about? This is a big deal. So this is...
Looks pretty cool, actually.
This is the father of Final Fantasy is working with Square Enix again for the first time in a very, 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 very long time. They're going to release it under the Square Enix banner. It was released in 2 parts on mobile. It's actually on the Apple Arcade right now. It's part of that whatever series or whatever the hell it's called. I finished that. That's an excellent RPG. It's like a traditional RPG. Yeah, it's a really good game.
The thing is,
yeah,
is how heavy is it? It's a mobile, because do they port it over all that garbage like ads, or I don't know if it was like that on the.
No. It's not. It's a dedicated game.
Oh, good.
There's no mobile anything with it. Like it's straight up a real like RPG.
Good. None of that crap.
No. It's not a gacha game or any of that crap.
Good. Because every time I hear mobile, dude, I'm like,
No, me too. But that's why I wanted. I was like, what is it? Guys, check this out when this comes out. I'm not kidding. This will surprise you. This was pretty damn cool. Like in the encounters, so you can see your enemies on the screen and stuff. When you get to them, you can actually say, I don't want to fight. And it takes it and throws it into like a bank. And then after, whatever, like, I don't remember. It's been so long I've played it. But let's say after, I don't know, the bank has 10, 20 enemies in it or whatever, you can fight them all at once. And there's like a combo system so that you can take, like, let's say you have a boomerang. You can angle your boomerang and it can hit like 16 enemies in one shot. Like things like that. Like it was really original. That's a really good game.
I'll probably check it out on the Switch because I like a good RPG once in a while. And it comes out 4th quarter of 2024. So later this fall, winter. But yeah, I'll probably check it out and I was gonna see the screenshots. So you could tell it looks so Final Fantasy like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Very much similar. Yeah, good. Thank you for correcting. I didn't know it was a good mobile game, because usually when I see mobile, I just write them off. I don't even give them a try. But yeah, I guess mobile can have some good games.
Well, it all depends on like what it is you're doing, right? Like this, it's not like, I don't even call it a mobile game. This is just an RPG. Like this is a straight up RPG. Very cool story too. It's like the world is getting eaten by this like weird. Like they look like little eggs that are basically taking over. Yeah, but it's like sci-fi sort of. Anyways, I don't want to spoil it. But
I'll definitely be checking that out, guys. Next up, Nintendo Switch Sports was announced.
Oh yeah,
you're into that.
Whatever. Yeah.
And then we have Memories in Orbit, which is coming up. Now this one looks pretty amazing graphically. It's a 2D, very beautiful visuals, different kind of art style. I like what I see. It kind of reminds me of what's that game? It used to be a Microsoft exclusive. It's one, that little dude. So it looks very similar to that. It's from Focus. You play an android, and it's a Metrovania. So if you guys are into that, it might be right up your alley. All right. Next up, we have Disney's Illusion Island. So if you're an Illusion Disney fan, you might want to pick that up. It looks, of course, pretty cool. It's cool, interesting 2D platform with a kind of very good fluid animation. I like it a lot. But animation-wise, I don't know if it's a good game. That's got a 7 from IGN when it was released on other platforms. So, yeah, if you're into Disney's Illusion Island, you might want to pick that up on the Switch. Did you ever play that, Jared? Probably not.
Well, way back in the day, the original Illusion.
Oh yeah,
games,
yeah,
like
yeah.
on
Those
Genesis
were awesome.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
were great. Capcom used to make a bunch of them back
Yeah.
in the day, if you remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So if you're a Mario Party fan, you have the Hello Kitty version of it.
Okay.
Definitely not my cup of tea, but Hello Kitty's a very popular,
Oh yes, it is.
very popular IP. So you definitely probably sell pretty decently. This one is kind of cool. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. I always kind of like the arcade sports games. So
Yeah.
you guys might be interested in this. It looks pretty. It looks like a lot of fun because it has tennis, it has soccer, it has golf, it has a huge basketball, it has a huge arrangement of different sports, so it might be fun. I kind of like those. Like I like the Mario Sports series, so that might be a nice alternative. Then next up we have is Among Us. It's out now. It was the day of one of those day of things. They added some new roles, Among Us, whatever. It's an old game now, but if you're an Among Us fan, you could. It's not only Switch though; it's other platforms here. Farminga. Well, I don't know what this is about. Farminga. It's a overload and oppressive regime. Oh, very worlds and so it's this overlord has imprisoned the inhabitants of the world, and it's up to you to explore, battle, and collect. It's an RPG. It actually looks pretty decent. Yeah. Well, it looks like it has farming, like Stardew Valley elements too. So if you guys are into that, you might want to take. Funko Fusion is also announced. What is this about? Oh, this looks pretty interesting. Like a bobblehead type thing with different.
Yeah,
IPs.
Funko. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
Well, do I like that? I don't have a clue. I saw like a little bit about it, and I was like, okay, it looks
really
all right.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
So if you guys, want to check that out, it might be not. Now, another one that's out now is Luigi Mansion 2 HD. Now, did you ever play the original Luigi Mansion
Yeah,
on the
3DS. Yeah.
3DS? It was great, right?
Yeah, except for the damn controls.
Yeah, well, that should be fixed with the Switch.
I sure hope so, because they never ever released an update on the 3DS for that. I never understood why they did that. So stupid.
Sad. And they do have multiplayer stuff as well. So yeah, if you're a fan of Next Level Games, which makes the Luigi Mansion and the Striker series, yeah, it's already out.
Excuse me.
And yeah, I think it's going to be a good time. I'm going to probably pick it up. I was going to say wait for a sale, but that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, never.
All right, so here we have the new Denpa Men. Looks like Mies. Looks like kind of like your Mario Party type game. They're kind of weird looking, but yeah, we're not going to cover too much about that. It looks okay. Oh, but here, what about this, dude? Metal Slug Attack Reloaded.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I saw it and I was like, guys, just give us 8, please.
Yeah, 8.
For the love of Pete, just give us another shooter. What is taking so long?
I know they have these strategy versions of it and stuff, but the Metal Slug series has always been great, man. And it's good to see that there's still.
No, it is good to see that it's alive. Like I was happy. I was happy about that. I was just like, gosh, man, come on. Like, because Metal Slug Tactics has been on mobile now for a while. So I don't know if this is the exact, if this is like the consoleized port of that. I'm not entirely sure. But listen, whatever. SNK, I don't even understand what has happened. SNK and Konami have like switched places, and now SNK is like making game after game after game. So I'm here for it. Like I'm all right. I'm cool. I do hope that we get another like real Metal Slug shooter.
Metal Slug, yeah. And I will be getting that Metal Slug. I forgot its name, but it's a turn-based strategy game. I think. Next up is a big game. It's been very popular. Darkest Dungeon 2. So anyone's fans of the first game definitely want to play the second game. It's been out for a while on PC, but it's coming to the Switch. That game's very good. Have you ever played it, Jared? They're really good.
I haven't played it myself, but I know like what it is and of it and what have you.
Ah, perfect. Next up is Phantom Brave, The Last Hero, good-looking RPG game. So it's kind of silly, oversized characters in this one, kind of like your cutesy babies or whatever called. But yeah, Phantom Brave probably will be pretty good, I'm assuming. But it looks pretty interesting. I don't know if it's my cup of tea with the visual style, but each their own. Next up, though, this is awesome. I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't get an HD remake, though, because it's still in the 640 where the old resolution, 440p, whatever it's called. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Awesome that's coming out. Such great games in this collection, by the way. I mean, there's tons of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in it. X-Men, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter. Then I can't see that. I think it's X-Men something versus Street Fighter. Marvel versus Street Fighter. Marvel versus Street Fighter 2, and also The Punisher, which was a very fun old game. So, what do you think about this?
No, I was shocked that exists. Shocked that exists, just because like it's starting to get, with Marvel being as popular as they are now, owned by Disney, like it's that's not easy to figure out the licensing of all of that.
Oh no, you have to these are old. Capcom had licenses, and they obviously would have to renew them for this. But so yeah, which is interesting because they're Capcom games, but they have licensing issues, so they can't just re-release at the win. But yeah, very happy. The only thing is, like I said, they're not getting a true HD remastered, meaning they're not going to be formatted to the current resolution. So you're going to have the old boxed screen in the middle and the little side animation panels, which is okay, but it's going to have online, which is going to be awesome. So if that's up to your jazz.
And guys, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that's a big deal. Yep. Like to have that back in like legally have that back. I actually have it right there, which is really funny. The original Dreamcast version, that was awesome, man, back in the day. Oh man, memories of that. That game is nuts. So if it's the first time that you've ever played that, it's very different compared to Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So you'll see, people, it's nuts. But it was my favorite. I still say,
I love those games.
The 2D animation works for that because the comics are 2D, and to see all those characters, and you're getting are you getting X-Men versus Street Fighter and Marvel Superheroes as well?
Let's see, forgetting it includes the full hitters of X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom 2, New Age of Warriors. The collection includes the rare beat 'em up, The Punisher. So hold on, what is that?
Because I'm just wondering if they included the original Street Fighter versus X-Men.
Capcom. Yeah, X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah,
original.
perfect.
Yes,
okay.
there.
And then it has Marvel Superheroes?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
So that's going to be awesome. 7 unique titles.
Yeah, so you're getting, and I'm sure it includes like X-Men Children of the Atom or any of those.
Oh man, look at that.
So you're probably getting you're probably getting the whole series up to MVC 2.
Yep. And that's going to be awesome, especially if you're...
I don't know why they threw the Punisher in there, but whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Hey, whatever. I love it.
Yeah. I have the original arcade.
Well, nice. See, those old beat 'em up arcade games were always a lot of fun. Next up is interesting. I guess this series still does rules. Just Dance 2025 editions.
Good Lord.
Ubisoft Paris. So yeah, if you're into the Just Dance series, you'll be happy. It comes out in October. Now this is interesting because we have a Sony franchise coming to.
The Lego.
The Lego. Horizon Adventures, which obviously is not the real game series, but still it's the IP and it's coming on a Switch, so that's kind of cool. What do you think? I think that's going to be a lot. The Lego games are always such fun.
Yeah, of course,
they're such fun. And this one looks awesome, man. It looks really, really good. Well done. So if you're into the Lego games, like who's not, and you're into the Horizon series, if you like that franchise, this will be right up your alley. I think it'll be good. Are you planning on getting it?
It depends on the timing. It really depends on the timing.
Yeah, it says it's going to be fourth quarter this year, so who knows?
Yeah, it really depends. It really depends because there's so much stuff and so little time.
Exactly. I think it'll wrap up. Do we have a few more? 5, 6 more titles.
Yeah.
Next up's an indie game called Stray, where you are a stray.
That was great.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I thought that was a fantastic game. I played that on Xbox, PC. I think.
Oh, Xbox, really? Because I was going to get it on PC. It's probably on sale. I'm going to probably pick it up.
No, it's on Game Pass.
Oh, if it's on Game Pass.
It was on Game Pass. I'm pretty sure. Okay, guys, no, you know what?
Here, let me look right now.
Let me rewind because I really don't remember. I don't want you to everyone calling me liars here and stuff.
Right now, buddy.
Because
it is no longer on Game Pass. It's still there, but yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know if it ever was.
No, guys, it's totally possible that I'm full of crap. Wherever it launched, that's where I played it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let me see my trophies. Let's see. Because that'll tell
I'll definitely be picking that up because I
no. I lied. Sorry, guys. I played it on PlayStation because I got the Platinum trophy.
Oh, and Stray's on sale right now, 40% off on the Steam summer sale. So
there you go.
Add that to cart. Definitely worth.
It's a great game, and it's only a couple of hours. It's only like a handful of hours. It's not a. It's what makes it interesting is if you want to go after some of those achievements and stuff. But if not, it doesn't matter. It's still a really good good game.
Perfect. Next up, we have Tales of Aspyr, a Lord of the Rings game. So let's take a look at this. What does it look like? It has nice visuals, actually. Very kind of cartoony-ish. It kind of reminds me a lot of a mobile game, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if it... But anyways, let me give it a quick description, then we'll move on. We don't want to spend too much time, but it is live the cozy life of a hobbit in the wonderful scenery landscape of the Spire. Discover, and share. So it looks like it's a kind of like a cozy game. All right, so interesting. I don't know if I'll pick that up, but if you guys are interested in that. Next up, 100 Line Last Defense Academy. So that's looks like a tower defense type game. Oh no, it looks very. Oh, it looks like another weird. It has like farming elements too. So yeah, that looks interesting. Let me know if you want to talk about this one though. Romancing Saga 2: Revenge of the Seven. That's been an ongoing series, and it's a really good one. So it looks beautiful.
Yep. No, I'm looking forward to that. That looks sweet.
Yep. It does look sweet, and if you guys are into that, it is coming October 24th, by the way, this year. So that's something to look forward to. Next up, now this is something you'll probably like: A Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, the Four Swords.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, I guess, coming as well, and it got a 9.7 on IGN when it was released. Ooh, wow! All right, but anyways, that's for the virtual consoles. Next up, another one is Metroid Zero Mission. So a lot of people love Zero Mission.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Also, Turok Dinosaur Hunter. You remember that?
Oh, that's God, man.
Well.
Those are hard, though. Those early 3D games are really hard to go back to because the controls and where the hell do I go?
No, you're right. And then next, but not least, was announced for the virtual is Perfect Dark, which is interesting because Perfect Dark news on the Xbox. So that's the OG. Now, can we go back to that? That was a great game.
That was a great game. That was a really good game, and I don't understand to this day how they screwed up Perfect Dark so much since then. I don't get it. It's a combination of like sci-fi humor with that espionage and stuff. Like when you meet Elvis, the little alien, like it's awesome. Like it's hilarious.
Do you think they'll redeem this series with the new game?
I hope so.
I'm looking so forward to it.
I hope so, but they have to have the humor in with it. If it's,
I don't know, it didn't look like it did.
No, though, exactly, because you can't. What made Perfect Dark so interesting was that combination of like her taking it super serious, but the little alien guy being like a total like douche like type of thing.
Oh, thinking of which, it wasn't announced, but it's coming out I think on the Switch. Is believe it or not, the Beyond Good and Evil 20th year anniversary editions. Are you going to pick it up? I love that game. I probably am.
Yeah, that was a great game, man. And I've been waiting.
Such a great game.
We've been waiting for part 2 for what feels like 20 years now. So
yeah, who knows when that's going to. There hasn't been much news, dude. But since this was revealed, but hopefully it's not going to get canned, guys. Because Beyond Beyond Good and Evil is a great game. Now they have the 20th edition on you can buy right now.
Well, that's my point. 20th anniversary edition. Think of that. 20th anniversary.
Years,
waiting for a sequel. They announced the sequel twice, and both times it was canceled and never came out. And so, like, where are we?
And I have a feeling that Beyond Good and Evil won't. It won't be. It's only $20 too, and Steam. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend it. It's a great game.
It is.
I hope, and it looks like it's getting good reviews on Steam too as well. So
it's already out. I didn't know it was already out. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you guys can pick it up. So yeah, but other than that, I thought the direct was really good. It was good to see the Nintendo Switch still has a lot of great titles coming out so late in its life. And then, like we said, I think at the beginning, September, or I don't know if we were talking about off. September, we're supposed to get official information on Nintendo's next system. So we'll definitely have a podcast for that. That's still, a couple months away. But Jared, thinking on that topic, do you think we'll get a release date in September or just announcement?
No, I mean, I think so. I think they're going to do the full unveiling. I think they'll say, like, this is it. This is like what's coming out. They never talk about hardware, that, or anything. September's late enough that if it's fully backwards compatible, it's not going to cannibalize. It's not going to cannibalize sales.
It has to be, dude, because that's one of the negatives about these consoles. I mean, I don't know about PlayStation if they are, but I remember them being backwards compatible, if I remember right. But yeah, if the Switch 2's fully backwards, it's gonna be great, dude. So I can't wait.
Yeah. No, me too. I'm really looking forward. This was a really phenomenal direct. It really was. They did a really good job. My biggest disappointment was just I didn't like the trailer for Prime. That was the only thing. It was my biggest disappointment, where they're like, one more thing, sort of thing, and then they showed it, and I was like, come on, guys, like, where's the slowly build it up, or be like, one of Nintendo's legacy platforms, you've waited years and whatever. But instead it was just like, okay, well, here it is. You see a couple of things, and then Samus turning into a morph ball and whatever. I was like, I don't know. I just felt like, where's the fanfare? Like, come on, guys, like, hype this up. This is a huge deal. The last time we had a new Metroid Prime was a long time ago. So that was it. But I mean, overall, like, it was really good. It was a really, really good direct. I'm very much looking forward to seeing all of these games, and I can't wait to get my hands on Zelda. It's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, Zelda's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be kind of interesting to play as Zelda herself. Some people say it should be called The Legend of Link.
I know, yeah, that would be hilarious.
That would be funny, dude.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's good to see that the old traditional overhead bird's eye view of Zeldas are still not a thing in the past. Let's hope the Switch 2 will carry the torch.
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure, because retro or old school style is still very popular these days. So it's still a good market for it. And I hope it sells well. And I guarantee, guys, Metroid Prime 4 will be probably most likely a launch title for the new Switch.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be 30 FPS on Switch, and then like 60 FPS on
the Switch 2, whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, listen.
All right.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Really hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we'll catch you next week.
Late.